I want to talk about how I'm planning our homeschool year this year. I am a firm believer in making things fit your home and your family and your style. This will be our 13th year as a homeschool family, and I've done it different every single year. I am a reverse record keeper, which means I do not wake up to a huge list of things to do in homeschooling. I write down what we accomplish, essentially. I know in my mind kind of what we need to do as we accomplish these things: independent subjects, unit studies, group subjects, any specific curriculum piece that we have for the day. I write that down in my planner. This year, as I've been unveiling all of the things and really figuring everything out, I am finding that I am even reverse planning our homeschool year, like the whole year. And I've never done this before. And this is not a big game changer probably for most of you out there. However, for me, it is. It's been really interesting. As I'm unfolding it, I'm just learning more about myself, my personality, how I do things, what works for us. And it's been kind of fun. So backwards planning my entire homeschool year. And what I mean by that, I am starting with what I have, with what I know. I am solid and set on math for my boys. I am solid and set on writing and grammar for my boys. Those things I know. I also know we use and love and thrive with unit studies. Those I know. So I'm picking those things that I already know, that I'm set on. I'm also taking into consideration co-op courses. So what we are doing in our homeschool co-op, I'm putting all of these things together on a piece of paper, looking at them, kind of looking at the flow of things, the homework load that there might be, the intensity in some of the courses, and truly just saying, okay, this is what I have. I'm coming with this. I'm coming into this homeschool year with this curriculum, with these items, with these things that I'm sure of, with these things that I know. And I'm going to allow the gaps to be filled in as they may. So I'm sharing with you our homeschool curriculum picks, but I'm bringing this video out first because I want you to know it's going to look different than what I've done in the past. There may be some things that, as I'm sharing my 10th grade curriculum picks, depending on how you do things in your home, it might be like, wow, are you doing enough? You can do that? Like high school can look that way? Or maybe with my 5th grader, wow, that's interesting. Why do things look that way? Things are different for us this year. Things are different in our homeschool. This is my 13th year as a homeschooling mom, and I will tell you, every single year I have learned something different. I have learned something new. There has been growth happening in me. There's been changes happening in our family. There has been just an abundance of peace that has filled our home and this journey that we're on to homeschooling. And I can tell you, I truly, truly love homeschooling my boys, and I have figured out kind of a flow that works for us. I've figured out that I do best when we start small and then kind of fill in as we go, as we see kind of what we're needing. I don't do well, and honestly, neither do my boys, when I purchase everything that I think we're going to use in a year and I pile it all on and we start our year that way. It's very quick that we will find we burn out, we get discouraged, we get overwhelmed because there's too much. There's too much of everything and a lot of doubling up. I look back at the videos that I've shared in the past, you guys, and it breaks my heart where I've shared that we mix and mash too. Like that was a season of our homeschool. I remember there was a season we did The Good and the Beautiful and we did master books together because I loved things about master books and I loved things about The Good and the Beautiful. And then I like spit out the rest, right? I look back at that and I'm like, oh my goodness, why did I double up? Why did I do that? I know it's all part of our journey. I know it's all part of the refining process and the growing and the truly surrendering our homeschool journey to God and trusting Him to fill in the gaps and all the things, but also truly resting in what our homeschool journey can look like for our family. It's not going to look the same as yours. It's not going to even be somewhat similar. It's really beautiful to me how diverse this journey can be, homeschooling. How many resources there are that you can bring into your home and utilize. How many different styles. It's on that part is honestly overwhelming. There's so many different things that they say we need to know. Our children's learning style, our teaching style, our homeschool style. I don't even care about all that. I don't know that I would honestly even know mine at this point, and we've been doing this 13 years. Like, whatever. I find what I like, we bring it in, and we use it. I know we love unit studies, so I've looked ahead at different unit studies that I want to bring into our homeschool this year. Have I purchased all of them? No. I will purchase one at a time. We will use it. We will complete it. When we're done, I will purchase the next unit study that I want to bring in our home. There have been years that I've purchased everything and I brought everything into our home and we didn't get to half of it. And I'm not just talking unit studies. I mean everything. Handwriting, typing, language arts, fix-it grammar, IEW, math of all kinds. There have been years where I have absolutely drowned my boys, it feels like. And while I look back on that and it makes me sad, I can sit right here where I'm at and just feel like a butterfly. Like I have a book right there, actually. I'm gonna grab it to show you. Okay, this might seem silly. This is so significant, guys. This book, Slow Down, 50 Mindful Moments in Nature, is sitting in our morning basket right over there. And I just happened to look down and I saw this butterfly. And I just felt like that's me. That's been our journey, homeschooling, is we started out in this cocoon and slowly over time have been releasing into what is now our homeschool story. Changed every year and looked incredibly different with each year. But I feel like we're finally getting to a place where there is such peace. It does not mean there's not hard days. Please don't take that and run with it. But there are still hard days, but it's different. It's beautiful. We are not weighed down by all these things and all these pages and all these things we have to do and curriculum that we are not thriving with, that we're just trying to finish because I bought it, right? There are so many times I've gotten things just to get them, just to get my hands on them and to see how it works for our family. And there are times that we've pushed through, like with anybody. I'm sure anybody can say that in your homeschool journey. There are times when you push through, when you know you should quit. And there are also times where we've quit when we thought maybe we should have pushed through. But sitting here 13 years later, just simply saying that this has been a beautiful journey for us, that I feel so free being able to actually sit here and say, I don't have everything for the year coming up. I don't. I'm still waiting on history to arrive. I'm still not sure what unit study we're going to start with, but I have peace. I have peace in starting with what we have right now. I feel good about that. I feel so at peace and at ease with the curriculum that we already have, that we've brought into our home and our starting point. And what I mean by backwards planning our year, reverse planning our year, is exactly that. We're going to start with what we have right now and then add in as we go. And so maybe that's not, in my mind, it makes sense that it's reverse planning instead of having everything laid out and doing it. I have some things laid out. I have our co-op courses laid out. I have the things I want to do at home, and I have a vision for our homeschool year and what we want to accomplish. But we're going to slowly lean into that. Start with what we have and slowly add in. And I think that's going to be great for our family this year. I think it's going to be wonderful and just what we need. And we're in a season of change for sure. But it's beautiful. And I can sit here and say, this feels good and right for our family. I have such a sense of peace about it. I know there's been a lot of surrender, and God's been doing a lot in me with my vision for everything, not only life, but homeschooling and what I thought homeschooling was supposed to look like or what it should look like. But now seeing what it can look like, what homeschooling can look like. And that gives me life and breath and encouragement and joy to be able to make it what we hope, what makes us excited, what gets us excited, the things that have truly changed our homeschool for the better, and adding those in. Doing the rest, yes, because we have to, but there's beauty in that too. I feel like I'm rambling a lot, but I just have a lot of emotion and things that have been built up, and I'm excited to get to just kind of talk about it and share some of that. I've been storing all these things in my mind for a while, and I finally have a second to get it out and to film it for you guys. And I just think it's a beautiful thing when we can rest in His peace and allow Him to come in and show us things and to show us things like the butterfly, okay? That's so me. 13 years ago, I would not be able to sit here and tell you what I'm telling you right now. For one, I would be like, no, I'm not getting on camera. For two, no, I'm not starting a YouTube channel. For three, like, what? Why? And no, this is not homeschooling. Like, I have to do it just like the public school system. And 13 years later, I can sit here and say yes to all of it. And this is what we're doing, and this is how we're doing it, and it's beautiful. And I am so grateful to be able to homeschool my kids this way. I'm so passionate about homeschooling and the beauty that has come into our home and into our family because of this homeschooling journey that God has led us on. And that's the encouragement that I have for you today, is to just truly sit and rest in Him. Try doing things a little bit different. You don't have to do it how the next YouTube mom is, or the next homeschool mom on Instagram, or your friend down the street. You can do it however it works for your home, for your family. This is what works for us. I'm going to do things different this year than I have. I feel peace about it. It feels so good to be like, yeah, I don't have all the things figured out, but I trust that when I'm supposed to have them, they will be here. When I'm supposed to have it figured out, I'll have it figured out. If that ever happens. The resources that we're waiting on should be here soon. I'm excited for that, and I'm looking forward to starting a fresh year. I don't know about you, but I'm ready. I'm ready to sit on the couch and snuggle with my boys and make these memories and have our quality time together and our conversations. I've shared how I'm in a different season because my oldest is working, and I'm so ready to have him be home again. I've missed having him here with us, and I know his brothers have too, but God is so good to give us like this. It's almost like a weaning process. This is what I feel like I'm on with him, because we're slowly weaning, to him becoming an adult and working full time and graduating and going and pursuing this life that God has for him. And I feel like we're in the weaning process. It might be dramatic, but if you're with me, you'll understand what I'm saying. It's so beautiful and so wonderful, but I'm so grateful for this process of weaning, so that it's not all at once. My mama heart is just lost, right? Like, we can slowly lean into that. So anyway, I rambled. I hope that there was something here for you today, and that really there is beauty in doing things backwards. There's beauty in doing things different. There's beauty in just starting with what you have, not overspending, not overcommitting. Start with what you have and allow God to fill in the rest. And it's a beautiful thing when you do. So be encouraged with that. I will let you go for now, but thank you so much for being here. I would love it if you would click the red subscribe button and become part of our family here in this community full of incredible, amazing women that I'm so thankful for. I will catch you in our next video. Bye.